Hello everybody. As you can see, I am not at the market down the road as planned, and this is the exhibition display that I worked out, but I'm doing it at home because the market was cancelled. Thanks COVID, you suck. Anyway, I decided to run the event online myself because I still need to make my Christmas sales and I didn't want to, do all the effort and then, not give people opportunity to buy some lovely Christmas gifts. So I am here running it online and I have set it all up on my MC Jewellery account, my Instagram account, if you want to check it out and see how that works, if you're interested in potentially doing your own online event somehow. So what I've done is I put it in my story highlights so that the pictures stay there, I put all the prices and it's all set up there. So feel free to check that out if you want to do that yourself or if you're interested in having a look. So that leads me to this week's video, which is all about the importance of showing your face. So let's roll the intro and see how your face can get you more sales. Let's go into a few reasons why and how your face can help you. So first thing is it humanizes your brand. So it puts a face behind the brand. So if you're scrolling through Instagram and you're thinking about buying something from somebody and you just see on their feed all the lovely jewelry, but you have no idea about who the person behind the brand is, then you're less likely to buy it. But if you have a connection with them and you're like, oh my goodness, look, there's Rachel or whoever is making the jewelry and how lovely it is to see them and see them making it, and it just makes your brand a whole lot more accessible to them and feels like you can connect with them. Also, jewelry can be quite an expensive thing to buy, so especially if it's handmade, which it should be because it takes you hours and hours to make, and so this can obviously mean that people will need to spend a lot more money, and if they don't see a face that they can connect with it, it feels like, oh, do they trust giving this money out into there? Like, who is this person? Like, do I trust them? Do they look trustworthy? Who are they? So that might also make them less reluctant. That also might make them more reluctant to buy from you. Another point is that there are so many of us lovely jewelers out there, and one way to make yourself stand apart is to show your face, because there could be often similar jewelry that's being made, but then the reason that they're going to pick you over the other person is because they like you, they have a relationship with you. So it's a good idea for you to show your face, make it your brand more human so that they have a connection with you. But that said, don't feel nervous and feel like you have to show up all the time with your best face on, with all, making a full effort, because guys, we're jewelers, we are dirty, we have dirty hands, we have dirty nails. Like, it doesn't matter that, like, you don't need to feel like you need to show up being perfect. Just show up as yourself, and that makes it more authentic. Personally, I love seeing all the posts of all your guys' makers' hands on Instagram were covered in dirt. Like, it's gritty and it's dirty and you make something beautiful and shiny. So that's part of the job. So if you've got smudged dust and dirt on your face, even better, great. Like, that shows you, that's authentic, that's real, and that's why people will choose you and your brand rather than somebody else. If everything looks too pristine and too perfect and amazing, I'm going to say amazing, but like, it can be a bit fake sometimes. So if you are into that kind of aesthetic and that is your brand aesthetic, then go for it 100%. And trust me, when you do decide to show up and show your face on your feed or on your website or wherever it is, and you have a face to the brand, then it makes people a whole lot more interested in connecting with you, with chatting with you. Otherwise, they're not sure. It's kind of like sending a message out into the void, because obviously if people reach out to you, that already takes a lot of courage on their part to reach out, And if they can see who they're talking to, then it makes them a lot less nervous about doing that, because people can be quite shy, and that's totally fine because we're all human and that's understandable. But by showing up as who you are, then they might be more inclined to reach out. So this in turn then improves communication for your brand, which then means you can chat with them more, which means they get to know you better, which means that they get to know, like, and trust you. So those are your 3 key things that you want people to do. So you want them to know who you are. So they're going to get to know who you are by having conversations with them, by seeing your dirty hands and your smiling face and the making process. And if you are for showing up in reels, I would highly recommend that too. Then they get to know you and get a feel for who you are, like as you guys have gotten to know me through my YouTube videos. And trust me, when I started YouTube, I was so nervous. I had to script write everything, and I was really nervous and, you know, worried about like how I'm gonna show up, and like I'm not, you know, perfect. But right from the start, the thing that I told myself was that I don't need to be perfect. Like I don't need to, you know, be amazing all the time, and sometimes people will like it and sometimes people won't. But I'm going to be me. And I make mistakes sometimes, and as you see, sometimes I leave them in. And Emil, my lovely boyfriend, loves to put bloopers at the end of the video. So I just, you know, it's part of being human. So it's all good. La 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 la.
Oh, that's gonna be a great blooper.
Do not undercharge. Etsy is a really great place to start off with. Decide how and where you want to sell, whether that is where. Even talking to you now, camera, make me scared. I'm scared of failing. As a broad concept. Right, it's simple. So that is getting to know you, then liking you. So then obviously they can decide then whether they like you from whether they when you show up. So obviously you're not going to be for everybody, and that's okay, because if you're trying to speak to everybody all the time, then you're kind of diluting your essence, like who you are, by trying to be vanilla. You all know that saying. I know I'm wearing a vanilla shirt, but anyway, I love it. So you be you, and you will connect with the people who are on the same wavelength as you, who are into the same things as you, who's into the same aesthetics as you, and that is what you want. So those are the people you want to attract. But if you try and speak to everybody, then you kind of appeal to everyone a little bit, but not really enough for them to go, oh my god, yes, I'm totally gonna buy her jewelry, it's amazing. Or his jewelry, you know what I mean. So that is number 2. So liking you and then trusting you. So after time, and when people see you showing up, when people see that you've been around, when people see that you're present, that you reply to messages, that you're funny, or you're, you know, whoever you are, then they start to trust you and they go, okay, good. Like I feel like I have an idea of who you are. If we were in real life, we'd get on so well. Totally love them. Think of any YouTubers or whoever it is that you really just look forward to watching every week. And thank you at this point. Just chuck that in there. Thank you all so much for all of you guys who watch my videos. It means the world to me. So thank you. And I hope you guys feel like you know, like, and trust me. So that being said, see how you can make people know, like, and trust you through your feed, through your website, or wherever it is that you show up. Doing markets and real events is amazing for this, because obviously you show up there and you have all your beautiful jewelry. It's a great time to chat to people. It's a great way for them to get to know you. Like, I personally love doing markets specifically for that reason. And I have so much fun because I love chatting with people and getting to know people, and it's so amazing when a real live Instagram, someone who sees you on Instagram turns up at your exhibition and just goes, I want to buy that. This happened to me, and yeah, like without even any questions, and I was like, what? And they just bought it straight away. I think I mentioned this in another video, but because they'd been following the story of the making and they knew who I was. They just were like, oh my God, I love this piece. I love the inspiration behind it. I want it. So I was just blown away by that. So it is super cool when people feel like they can trust you right off the bat. Like we literally just met and then she already felt like she knew me. So that is really, really important for having a sustainable brand, for something that's there to last, for something that's there to stay, and for being a brand that people are going to recommend to their friends, because they'll be, oh my goodness, you should totally buy the jewelry from, oh, I'm just winging names here, from whoever, you are, your name, insert your name, and that's so great, because they're not going to recommend your jewelry if they don't know who you are. Like if they see your stuff on Instagram, it might stick with them, but people like people remember faces more than they remember things. Think of a baby, they're always like drawn to people, right? And us ourselves, we're also drawn to people. We're people's people. So we are handmade businesses, and this is an advantage that we have over Amazon and ASOS. Hear me out. So the reason this is an advantage is because people will choose to buy from you because you are offering them something different and something special, something unique, something handmade, something that's better for the planet, rather than buying it from big companies that don't, to be honest, give a shit about who you are. Whereas if you're buying it from a handmade company, one, you're supporting somebody's dream, and if people are buying from you, you get that excitement and joy when someone buys something from you, and that is transferred into the customer's life as well, especially when you message and they message you and you, oh my goodness, I'm so excited, I can't wait to get my piece, and they're so much more excited and they put so much more value on that piece than they do if they just go, on Amazon, oh, okay, right, I'll get that, whatever, chessboard or whatever, you know, like it's just, it doesn't have that same feeling of buying something special and something that's imbued with positive energy and something that's going to make you feel good. So think about any brands that you've bought from and the different feeling that you get when you buy from a big brand or when you buy from a handmade business, say somebody who makes amazing pottery. And actually, here we go, shout out in case you're watching, Melissa Dora. I absolutely love her pottery, her ceramics, and every time I drink out of her cups, I have a few now, over the years I've collected them, I just love it. It makes me so happy, rather than something that is meaningless that I just bought somewhere random. Like, I know her, I love her, I know, like, and trust her, I think she's awesome, and I totally just love her aesthetic. You should totally check her out, by the way. And yeah, this was my treat to myself to, you know, feel good when you use it. So the same goes for jewelry. So when you wear a piece of jewelry from somebody who you know has like put their all into it, then you're just so much more likely to hold on to it and to treasure it and to look after it. So keep that in mind. So with all that said, it's important to show your face, because part of your brand identity is you. So try and think of a way that you feel comfortable with to show up, either in reels, photos, even if you start off with a little picture of yourself like this and you just see a tiny little bit of your profile and you're there busy making at your bench, or you're holding up a ring and expecting it like this in the light, or you are you know, like having a look at something on your bench, or, you know, just, you don't need to always be like, hi, it's me, look at my face, here's a selfie. Like, I cringe at selfies, like I am not a selfie person. And just find ways that work for you. But yes, for some of you it may feel uncomfortable at first, and I 100% get that, I hear you. If you want any advice or any more tips on it, let me know. But at first it can feel a little bit uncomfortable, and I hear that, but sometimes we gain so much from stepping into those uncomfortable areas. So if we always stay in our comfort zone, then you're not really challenging yourself to do better, to, you know, get different results. If you're always doing the same thing, you're going to get the same results. So to get different results, if you want to build your business more, then you need to try things that you haven't tried before. So my challenge to you guys is to try and add a picture or a video, if you're feeling brave, of yourself to your Instagram feed and tag me in it in this next week. You guys can do it, I know you can, and see what difference it makes. Because if you have a look, if any of you guys have already posted pictures with yourself of your face, you will go through your feed and you'll see how much love your jewelry gets, and then when you post a picture of yourself, then it gets a lot more attention. And that's not because people are just egotistical and, oh my god, you know, oh, you look amazing or whatever. Yes, you probably do look great, but it's because they have a connection with you. That's the reason they give that picture so much more love. And so if you're posting pictures in between of you and your making, and then you're posting your jewelry, then you'll see the improvement in the love for your jewelry as well. So try it out, let me know how it goes, and yeah, I hope this video was helpful for you guys, and I hope that it made sense. I hope you're excited by this idea and a little bit nervous, because a little bit of nervousness is good, especially when it's nervous excitement, because you know that it's gonna be interesting, but it's still worth trying. So I look forward to seeing your pictures. I'm actually super excited to see if any of you guys are brave souls and you're gonna give it a go. And yeah, so that said, I wish you guys a super fantastic, awesome rest of your Sunday, and I look forward to seeing you guys next week in another video.